Me, your boy Cavo. I'm here chilling with the homie.
You already know, Lance motherfucking Tom. How you doing tonight, Kyle? Happy
Hey,
almost New Year's, bro.
let's get it. Happy almost New Year. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. Sorry, COVID. No,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I don't have my water bottle. Sucks though. Um, yeah, I'm chilling. You have a good Christmas, fam?
Nah, I had a great Christmas. It was cool. Just hanging at my brother's house, chilling with the nephews. You know.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. I feel it, fam. Nice and low key. I see you had some prime rib, dog.
Yeah, it was good, man. We always have prime rib on Christmas, man. All the
Hey,
time.
yo, I made it for Christmas this year too. It was that shit. That shit was smacking.
Yeah, yeah. How was your Christmas, bro?
It was cool. It was chilling. It was low key, just me, Robin, my brother. Anno and
Okay,
Gino stopped by, and that's pretty much it. Nice and low key.
okay. Cool,
Nothing
cool,
too
man.
crazy. People trying to pretend that COVID and shit don't exist.
That's just the way it is right now, right? COVID, man.
That's just
Well, I
the
mean,
way it is.
COVID's kind of like a blessing and a curse, man. Because without COVID, we wouldn't be able to start this.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You know, thinking about like the whole year and everything, yeah, COVID sucks, and there this year was just all kinds of fucked up. But at the same time, you think about it, this year also gave you a lot of opportunities to kind of just like reevaluate your life, and maybe you were able to kind of strive for some goals and some things
Yeah,
that you always had on the back burner you couldn't pursue because you just didn't have time. And this year everyone had nothing but time. You know what I'm saying?
got nothing but time.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
Definitely right, my man.
I will say though, this year, I know y'all motherfuckers out there using your unemployment money on fucking sneakers. I seen hella people come out of nowhere. All of a sudden they about the sneaker game and everything, and it's just like I know for damn sure you only buying sneakers now because all of a sudden you have hella extra income. You know what I'm saying?
That extra unemployment money, man.
Oh, I'm just
2020 was a
being a
crazy.
hater.
2020 was just a crazy year, man. It's really can't wait to be over. Hopefully, 2021's good.
Um,
Hopefully, the music in 2021's good.
yeah, but you know what? 2020 had some bangers coming out, dude. I feel that
That's
because artists had nothing to do, they couldn't go on tour, they couldn't do anything. They were just in the lab all the fucking time.
Yeah, I think 2020 really was a great year for music, and the reason why is because
Hmm.
I think a lot of artists, like you said, they're not doing nothing, not going on tour. They're just making music constantly, thinking of ways to make music and what songs to put out, and the versus battle was born this year. And that's a good way. That's a
Yo,
good method in hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
the versus battle is probably one of the best things to come out that could have happened, and during this whole COVID thing, because that shit was
Exactly.
crazy, and like the shit's legit because Apple Music picked it up. I wish Apple Music picked it up way in the beginning because like if Lil Jon and T Pain can go back and revisit that battle,
A
or if we
lot
could
of
get
people,
like
man.
what was it, Swiss Beats and Timbaland?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that.
Scott Storch. I think it was Scott Storch and Timbaland. I think.
No, Scott Storch and Manny Fresh.
Oh, that's right. Wow. Yeah, 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 yeah. That is true. That's right,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah. If those three can come back into Apple Music and do it all over again, perfect.
Mhm.
Perfect battles, man.
Mhm. Yep.
Really.
Yep. 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 Exactly. Exactly. But I mean, since the year's over, we've been doing this since like what, 2018, 2017, 2017, 2018, where we kind of discuss our favorite albums of the year. And
Yes, man.
this year, like I said earlier, this year has some absolute fucking bangers, man.
They do. Yeah, they do. They got some sleepers. They got some bangers. They got. Oh, it was a dope. It was a dope time for music. Just a matter of fact that I don't know. I'm not. I don't know if I was like not disconnected with the music at the time, but I kind of found it as to a point where I just stick to like 5 albums the whole year, which is kinda crazy.
Yeah, I feel you because we discussed this before. on previous episodes and like streams that there's just so much music coming out like all the time, and us living in this digital age where it's new music every Thursday or every Friday. Someone's coming out with a new album, someone's coming out with a new mixtape, new singles or something. It's just it, it's just like non-stop. It's just a non-stop music, and it's a lot to take in, and a lot of times it's just really overwhelming.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely is. Like you said, every Thursday night, music comes out, and bro, like we both said, man, music is always in the palm of our hands now. You know, we
Mhm.
don't have to go on a computer, download it, put it onto our Apple iPhones, music or phones, whatever. You know, go
Yeah.
straight to the phone, and you know, sometimes we download it, sometimes we don't even listen to it. It just sits in our phone
Yeah,
until
man.
we really want to listen to it. You know.
I still got a huge like back catalog of albums or just music in general that like I really need to listen to still. Like when we were discussing the top 5 albums of the year, um, I think I put together like maybe 12, 15 albums that I really liked. And then when I was like trying to narrow them down, I was like, yo, dude, to be honest, like I didn't really listen to a lot of these as much as I should have, you know?
but hey, at least you still got 5 albums still.
Oh,
That's
I
still pretty good,
definitely
man.
picked 5 albums, maybe like 6 or 7. So I got a couple like honorable mentions in here. One of them I really like, but I don't know because it was so short. I don't really consider it an album. It's just like a EP or
Mm,
whatever. Yeah, you know.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, definitely, definitely, my man.
But getting into it, fam. So, who was who was like the biggest surprise of this year? You know, someone that maybe just dropped a project that you were super surprised about, that it was like an absolute banger, or maybe they just came out of nowhere and their their album is probably like one of the best albums of the year. Maybe we don't think that, but you know, commercially maybe it was super successful.
Uh, the biggest one was D Smoke, the guy from Rhythm and Flow, that TV
Oh
show on
yeah,
Netflix. I think that was the
Grammy
biggest.
nominated, by the way.
Yeah, that was like the big surprise for me because I didn't know that he came out with an album, let alone fucking it be a Grammy nominated album. You know, so I'm like really surprised at D Smoke and how he came so far. And I think, you know, for him, he did it without his brother. You know what I'm saying? He has skills, he has rhymes, he has everything you look for in an artist. And for that, that's like the biggest surprise to me, you know, that and man, I think Pop Smoke, man. Pop Smoke's my favorite one. To me, to be honest, like he's the biggest surprise as well too, you know, rest in peace, Pop Smoke. But
Yeah, R.I.P.
man, the man had a great album for me, dude. And that's definitely I'm a big ass fan of Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke definitely had a a banging album came out. I wasn't a huge fan of it at first, but I guess it kind of like grew on me, and I I can't say like I'm a big fan of the man's raps. You know, like
Yeah,
lyrically,
yeah.
maybe I'm just not super into it. Maybe I just need to give it a couple more listens. But what kind of
Mhm.
like carried the album for me was the production. Production was crazy. 50 went crazy on that thing.
No, yeah. I mean, bro, that was definitely one of my favorite albums, man.
It was.
I'm not gonna tell you the spot on where it's on, but you'll be surprised when I tell you.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. So fuck. I didn't even rank the albums. I just I just
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
yeah.
Oh, oh.
I kind of did my thing, a little ranked a little bit here and
Okay.
there, you know.
I I feel it. Um. So what about? Would you say? Would you who would you say was like the best up and coming like a new rapper besides D Smoke? Anyone you can think of? Maybe they don't have to be like a brand new artist that no one really knows about. Maybe they've kind of been in the game for a while, but like they finally kind of gained some traction and like they was really popping off.
Uh,
Anyone you can think of?
I think Don Toliver, bro. I don't know if you heard his
Don
album in the
Toliver. Yo,
summertime.
you speak highly of him, or you talk
Yes,
about him a lot.
yes. Don Toliver, his album Heaven, I think it's like Heaven or Hell or something like
Hmm.
that. Yeah, his album was amazing. I think his whole use of auto tune, his rhyme scheme, his the way he like really just sings in the chorus and like really promotes himself into his music. It's a one of a kind, bro. I think he's a one of a kind artist to me. He's I love all of the songs from Heaven or Hell, and they have like a chopped and screwed version. I like that even more. So with him being a artist that has a regular album and a chopped screwed album, and I love them both.
Hmm.
That's a really big surprise, you know what I'm saying? Because not a lot of artists can really pull that chopped and screwed version of their album. But Don Toliver did wonders, and I think he's probably the best up and coming man. If not, I can't wait when COVID ends. I can't wait to like go see him in concert or something.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it. I I can't say that this was like the best up and coming album, but out of the artists that I like, at least on my list, was this cat named Bishop Nehru.
Okay.
He's this New York rapper that kind of popped off. Well, not even really popped off, but MF Doom basically said like he hella fucked with this kid. So like if MF Doom said, they hella fuck with this kid, then I fuck with them. So,
Yeah.
but his first project wasn't that great, and then I feel that his career kind of stagnated,
Hmm.
So, and
Yeah. Yeah.
this kid was also like still in high school or some shit, but he dropped an album this year called My Disregarded Thoughts, and I actually thought it was pretty cool. His rhymes are cool. He's got this weird like New York flow, but it's not your typical flow, I guess,
Hmm.
I don't know
Hmm.
how to describe it. It's very weird, and then the production on there is like pretty wonky too. It's like some shit you'd hear like some Mad Villain or like Quasimodo like type shit on there. So that was cool. So what about who do you think had the most hyped album?
I think as we were talking about, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because it's COVID season. So like
I
basically everybody was waiting for an album to drop because everybody's at home. But as we were talking about, we think that Lil Uzi had like the most hyped album
Yeah, so
this year.
I feel like it's a three-way tie.
Okay. What's the other two?
So it'll be Lil Uzi's Eternal Awake, Lil Yachty's Little Boat 3, and what was that Megan the Stallion one that was an album but she said it was a mixtape because it dropped the same day as Lil Uzi, I think. So she said it was a mixtape or whatever.
Oh, okay. Okay, I
I
didn't
think it
know
was
that.
Sugar.
Okay. Okay.
It was like that 10-track album or whatever.
Okay.
Um
Shit.
yeah, so I think those were like all the super hyped ones. The Meg Stallion one for sure was hyped. People were definitely waiting for that one, and then unfortunately, I think people were waiting for like Lil Uzi to come and drop his album out, and that's tough, man. Lil Uzi got a crazy fan base, and actually, the album wasn't that bad. I'm not a huge like Uzi fan, but I seen him live a couple times, and like, he's a cool performer. He got some like good energy and everything, and he knows how to like pump up the crowd and everything, get everyone
Oh yeah.
moving.
Lil Uzi's a performer, bro. I saw him live as well too on a day in Vegas. He was lit. I like him as a. I would actually pay to see him live.
Oh
You know
shit.
what I'm saying? Like just his own concert,
Yo,
not like a festival.
hey, that's saying something. That's saying something.
I
Um,
I wasn't a big Uzi fan at all, but I mean after watching him day in Vegas, I became a fan. Like he's cool. He's cool live.
I became an Uzi fan because I kept hearing this shit at like raves. So it
I got you. I got you.
it is what it is. So who had the most disappointing album? Do you think
Jay
this year?
Electronica.
Jay
Jay
Electronica,
Electronica.
what was it? Written Testimony, Written
Yes.
Testament.
Yes, that was the
So
worst album in the fucking world
I was gonna
in the whole
say,
year.
that or Lil Boat 3.
I didn't even listen to Lil Boat
Yeah,
3, but I
look,
listened
I
to.
was not a fan of Lil Yachty, or yeah, Lil Yachty's album Lil Bo 3.
I even forgot he came out with an album this year, so that says a lot. But Jay Electronica's Written Testimony was the worst fucking album in the world. Reason why is because it's basically all Jay Z production and Jay Z verses. It was not really a Jay Electronica album. It was more like a Jay Z of Jay Electronica album. It's
They
kind of like
should
R.
have
Kelly and Jay Z.
it was a weird collaboration album, and I feel that maybe Jay-Z kind of like carried the album a lot more. I tried really hard to like that album because I used to really like Jay Electronica. So I think I was like trying to force myself to really like that album when it wasn't like great. And
Yeah, me too.
there
I
was so
mean,
much hype behind like Jay Electronica finally coming out with an album, and then it was like this. I also think it was like what, like 8, 9 songs or some shit like that.
some shit like that. And I don't know. It was all hype. Like it was like for hip hop enthusiasts that know Jay Electronica and know how he is.
Hmm.
They've been waiting a long time for this fucking album, and when it came out, there was no noise. It was all covered up. Nobody really liked it. Like I said, Jay Z was written all over it. So I mean, it was disappointing. After that verse from Control, I mean, I thought he would like pick up some more shit, but it is what it is.
Yeah, his Control verse was dope, but I mean, how long ago did Control come out? Like 2015, 2014, or some shit like that?
Long
Control
time,
came out a while ago. I remember the
long.
running joke was like, who's gonna come out with the album first? Dre's Detox or Jay Electronica?
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
I remember like back then, everyone was like, man, who's gonna come out with one first?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And then come to
Uh,
find out, Jay Electronica came out.
Yo, what was that? Nas had an album that came out this year. I don't think I was like super hyped for it because I didn't know he was coming out with one, but it somehow kind of disappointed me at the same time.
Oh, really? Oh yeah, do tell. Do tell. Why is that?
Um, I just really wasn't fucking with it. King's Disease.
Yeah.
Uh, I felt okay. The "Replace Me" song with Big Sean and Don Toliver was like actually pretty good. The "All Bad" song with Anderson .Paak was also like pretty good. He had this. He had this throwback. He had this like throwback song. I don't know if you can call it a throwback song, but it had like Foxy Brown and A's on it.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
felt like Nas was it. It didn't feel like nor what Nas usually writes. Like
Mhm.
it didn't feel like
No, I
his
got you.
regular like rhymes and everything. It felt like he dropped this album to like try to remain relevant with the kids, with this younger generation to prove that either he's still relevant or he can like still hang with this crowd. And yeah, maybe I'm totally wrong with like what I'm saying because I only gave the album like a run through like 2 times. The first time I
Mhm.
listened to every song, the second time I only listened to the songs that like really caught my attention. So I don't have like a super formulated opinion on it, but based on like what I heard, I don't know if I was really fucking with it. Like did you listen to it at all?
I listened to it 3 times. It's on my top 5 actually. So I
Really?
really like. I
Oh,
really like.
okay.
I really like Nas King Disease. At
Okay.
first when we were talking about it, like a
Hmm.
Grammy nominated album, wasn't really fucking with it, but I gave it a couple more listens and I like it. It's a
Okay.
good. It's a good. It's a good album. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
Like with Ultra Black was like the main single off that album, and that was the key to it. It had like a b-boy feel. You know what I'm saying? Like
With was it Hit Boy?
yeah, with Hit Boy, like Hit Boy and Nas, they make a good collaboration. It's a pretty decent album for what Nas is. I mean, Nas is old.
Hmm.
You gotta give him credit. He's still making albums left and right. He made one with Kanye West. He made the Lost Tapes 2. Now he made this one with King Disease with Hit Boy, and he's not getting any younger, but he's still rhyming legitly.
Hmm.
He can rhyme. He can rhyme circles around these new artists all
Oh,
around.
absolutely, absolutely.
Nas is
I think so
timeless.
too.
Nas
He
is
is.
timeless, and for Nas to bring out another album like that, I mean, it brings back to when I first heard Godson. That's the
Hmm.
first. I think that's the first album before Illmatic that I really got into Nas and really got into the style of his flow. So I mean, Nas to me is always gonna be great. It's kind of like a Kanye West album. Every Kanye West album is great to me, and I know because the history of it, the way the production is, the way the
Hmm.
rhymes are. And Nas is still putting out great music, you know, and there's a reason why it's a Grammy nominated album.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
yeah.
Okay, I respect it. I respect it. I don't believe you when you say that every album that he came out that he dropped is great because we constantly clown on the Lost Tapes too.
Oh yeah. Not everyone
No,
is great,
but like
but
4 out of
but like it's
5
still
is pretty
Nas.
good.
It's still Nas. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like
Okay.
Nas is timeless.
All right.
Nas is classic.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I feel it. So do you want to go through honorable mentions, albums that we thought were like super banging, but maybe didn't quite make the cut for whatever reason?
Yeah,
You want to go
definitely
through
could
that
do
first?
that.
Okay, all right, all right. Do you
The honorable
you
mentions.
you want to go off with your honorable mentions, or I can go off with some of mine first?
You go off some of yours, bro.
All right.
Let me see how
So
you feel.
it was really, really fucking tough because I fucking love this man. But ASAP Ferg's Floor Seats 2, I
Mm,
thought it was actually gonna be one of like my top albums of the year because I was
yeah.
so fucking hyped
You
when
were.
like I saw that he fucking released it and shit.
Yeah. You were, dude. You were. I remember you telling me about it. I remember you telling me what songs to listen to,
Yeah,
this and that.
but it's pretty short. It's like 10 songs. There's 11 songs. There it originally dropped with 10 songs and then an 11th song came out when he was kind of addressing some like beef between like ASAP Mob and everything, right?
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
when I listen to it, I skip too many songs, and when I skip too many songs, I feel that like the album isn't as great as I want it to be, and I just want to
Mm,
listen to my favorites. So,
okay.
like off tops, that Dennis Rodman featuring Tyga, that shit was pretty good. In It with Mulatto, that shit fucking slap. That shit fucking slap. The Move Your Hip song with like Nicki Minaj and like Made in Tokyo. I love Made in Tokyo. Like I'll fucking stand that guy all fucking day. But it was. I felt like they made that song just to be like a radio banger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then he had that one song with like Puff Daddy, and I thought it was whatever. I don't really fuck with like P Diddy like that. And then
Okay.
the big ASAP with Monica. Oh my god, that shit was so fucking good.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember you
That
telling me
shit
that.
was so
I love that.
fucking good, man.
I love that song. I
The
like
music
that song a
video
lot.
and everything, like I fucked with it like so much. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
one of mine. You got one you want to talk about?
I have two.
Oh, okay.
So, man, I really wish this was an album and not an EP because I fucking love this
Oh,
EP,
I think I know
and
what you're talking about. Yeah.
I think you know what I'm talking about. I'm
Hmm.
talking about Russ's Chomp, man. Chomp
That
was
shit.
it
Oh my
was it
god.
was it was something that hip hop needed, and I don't fuck with Russ too much.
Uh huh.
I don't at all. I download all his albums. I gave him a chance.
Hmm.
I love what he did. He got controversy saying that he's like doing it on his own, no features, all this bullshit, right?
Yep.
And I didn't fuck with him after that. But when Chomp came out, bro, this list that came out with it. So he had King Crooked, Absol,
Benny the
DJ
Butcher,
Premier, Busta Rhymes, Benny the Butcher, and Black Thought.
dude.
Now, man, that's fucking legit, bro. That is a legit playlist. That is
That
legit features.
that fucking track list. When I saw the track list, that shit made me nerd out so fucking hard. I was like, you cannot have that many fucking ill MCs on a fucking EP, dude. Like that shit is dirty. Like that shit to me when I heard that, when I read that shit, right? That shit was like what fucking like Control was. You know, when they dropped that Control freestyle,
Hmm.
and then it was
Oh
just
yeah,
them
yeah,
taking shots at everyone, and it was just like that's what the industry kind of needed, you know. Everyone got too buddy and soft.
yeah.
That's what that Russ EP was like, man.
Bro, I don't know what, man. I loved it. This is what real hip hop is. You know what I'm saying? Like with Russ doing all this shit with all the features on it, it's amazing, bro. If there was he needed 2 more songs for it to become an album, and that would have been Grammy nominated, bro. I don't know why he didn't do it as an EP and
Because we not
not as an
deserving.
album, bro. But
We not
man,
deserving.
Momentum with Benny the Butcher and Black Thought, forget about it. That's my favorite song of the fucking year, bro. That is my favorite song, and I love his rhyme scheme on it. Like his lyrics on there is so fucking amazing. Black Thought killed it. Benny the Butcher killed it, and right after that EP came out, Benny the Butcher came out with an album, and that shit was kind of
Yo,
cool as well
what
too.
was it?
So
What was that
I
one
got
song with that Primo produced? Because that shit was crazy. That beat
oh,
was fire.
Inside Job. Yeah, Primo did a lot of shit this year,
Dude.
bro. Like man, but yeah, Chomp by Russ. I don't like Russ at all. I don't like him at all. But man, he did wonders with this shit, and he put his heart and soul in this EP. I could
So
definitely feel this shit.
so with that EP, like, because like you don't you don't hate him, but you don't like him. He's kind of like whatever to you. But did that EP kind of change your opinion about him, make you feel a different type of way, or because his track list, his features on there just like blew you away? Yo, what up, Rolo 510? What up, Roland? Thanks for
What
tuning in,
up?
fam.
Hello, how you doing, brother? Thanks for
Yo,
joining the
cold as
chat.
shit from that bike ride, by the way.
But to answer your question, did I feel a different way? A little bit. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I feel that Russ, when he puts his mind to some shit, like doesn't do this like funky ass bullshit that he pulls out all the time. I believe he's a good MC, and I'll swallow my words because I before this EP came out, I was like Russ ain't shit. He's doing this, doing that.
Mm-hmm.
His music's not that good. But look, he knows what real shit is because features on an album really tell you apart from an artist.
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
really
yeah.
tell you their story. Can really tell you where they're coming from and what are they seeing in this music industry. Like I said, King Crooked, Absol, DJ Premier, Busta Rhymes, Benny the Butcher, and Black Dot. These are features that are not um what is it? They're not really always there. You know what I'm saying? Like not like a new artist will grab King Crooked all of a sudden and be like, "Oh, you gotta be on my album." DJ Premier, bro, I remember hearing you from Gangstar. Let me be on your album. Not a lot of these artists are doing what Russ is doing.
Oh,
He had
absolutely.
he had legitimate features, and I respect that so much because as a hip hop enthusiast, as a hip hop head, this makes me happy. This track list made me so happy just to look at this. You know what I'm saying? Not even like listening to the songs yet, but just looking at the track list was legit. Was fucking awesome, and I loved him for that. And I wish it was an album, bro. I wish it was. You needed 2 more songs to become an album, but it's just an EP. But man, he killed it on this EP, and I love this
He
shit.
he did. Yeah, it's not every also a lot of people that he got like featured on there, right? A lot of those
Yeah.
guys aren't kind of, I don't want to say they're not mainstream, right? But in today's generation, in like this current climate of hip hop, you know, they're not exactly people that like are selling out shows, like stadiums and everything, right? And that's no
Mhm.
disrespect to them. I'm not saying like they're fucking whack or anything. It's just the trends right now aren't really in favor of them. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, but it was fucking crazy. Another one that didn't make my top 5, but was an absolute fucking banger, and I love this album because every song on there just fucking slapped. But I know nothing about this album other than it just slaps, and I feel like maybe I should just put it on there because it just slaps that fucking hard. But
Why not?
Made in
Why
Tokyo is
not?
Never Forgotten.
Okay. Okay.
That shit blew me I slapped that shit in the car hella fucking loud. Like
Mm.
um He had a
Yeah, made
song
it
on
to
there
America.
with J Balvin, "All I Need." He had one with like
Hmm.
Ty Dolla Signs that like slapped super hard. He had that Ice Cream Swag song with fucking Cameron. That shit slapped hella hard. Uh, what else? I think there was one with like Wiz Khalifa, but I wasn't really fucking with it. He had this
Hmm.
song called Jerry Stackhouse that I thought was like fucking hilarious. The Paris Fashion Week one was like pretty funny too. Oh, he had this thing. I have it right here. Hold on. BET Uncut with Chance the Rapper and Smino. I hope I pronounced his.
That sounds like a funny ass song already.
Yeah, dude. It was it just this shit just fucking slapped hella hard. Like I fucked with it, but the album was hella short. All the songs were only like 2 minutes long, so yeah, I think it was like less than an hour long for a 17 track album. It plays for 45 minutes.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of the current trend, but also I feel like that's him. 2 minutes in a song is like all the attention that I can give him, you know,
Yeah,
because of
yeah,
just the
yeah,
type of music that he makes. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just kind of like, it's kind of in the club, banger, 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 banger. It's just heat, 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 heat. You know, no
I
real.
got you.
I'm waiting for him to like kind of release some shit to really like show himself as like a real artist, maybe like some more substance, and maybe that's
Hmm.
just me being a fucking old head saying that shit.
Got you. I got you.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, that's good.
another one you got?
Yeah. So Jordan Lucas, Evolution.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought that would actually make it on your top.
Nah.
I feel like you spoke
So
highly about it.
yeah, yeah. So okay. So Jordan Lucas's last album was what was it? ADHD, right? So the
Hmm.
last album came out. He was bringing out singles after singles after singles after singles after singles,
Hmm.
and that ruined the album for me
Uh,
because I'm like listening to every single. I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is cool. I wish this wasn't a single. I wish this was all right. I wish this stayed on the album. And the whole album was a bust. All right, this came out in 2020 as well too. ADHD. This shit was a bust to me because I mean I pretty much listened to the whole album without even it coming out.
hmm.
You know, he had singles coming out every few months. You know, and
Yeah.
it was kind of ruined the album. So when Evolution came out, I think he really made up for it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Evolution had Evolution, On This Way, Things I Seen. The first 5 songs were legit from Jordan Lucas.
Hmm.
Fall Slowly featuring Ashanti was a love song. Legends featuring Rick Ross. I mean, he puts his heart and soul into this album, and I love this album a lot. On This Way had a great dope ass beat with the game and Lyle as the singer on the album, and you can really feel his soul into this. You know, he talks about Black Lives Matter. He talks about racism. He talks about his life with his dad. You know, you get to know Jordan Lucas a little bit more with this album. You know, I mean, this is an honorable mention, but you know, at the same time, this album was a bandage for the last album because that shit was the delivery was so poorly
Hmm.
executed. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So Evolution was that album to save
Wait.
his life, save his rap career. You know, so
Was
this is the reason why it's like an honorable mention. But
the the ADHD album, was that the one? Was that the one that was that the one where he kind of released a music video for like every song?
no, no, not this one. You know what? I mean, he had most music videos for this album. Actually, shit. Once I think about it and looking at it, yeah, he had one for ISIS featuring Logic. He had one for I Love, Devil's Work, Finally, 10 Bands, ADHD, Will.
Hmm.
Damn, yeah, he had a music video for almost like every song on that ADHD album. I just gotta admit, that album's still 2020, and that was like the worst execute album in the world. I'll give you that. I wasn't too happy about that, man. I was pretty disappointed
It,
actually. I wish he kept all his songs hidden.
it's because he kept releasing. the songs on the album as like singles leading up to like
Yeah,
the whole album release, and by that time it's like all played out. I get it. I get it.
pretty much, dude.
Yeah.
And you pretty much listened to the whole album before it even came out. You only had like 2 songs that were really a surprise.
Mm.
But other than that, nah. It was a bust. But Evolution was good. I mean, it was an album that I really enjoyed, that I really sat down and listened to. He did wonders for this one. He actually saved his music career for this one.
Okay. Okay. The last runner up I have, well, maybe this and one more, but I'll just talk about them both like briefly. Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats, Unlocked.
Okay. Okay.
And
Wanna
the
hear
only
that.
reason why I did not put this on my list is because the track list is only like 8 songs.
I
Yeah,
got you. I got you.
it's 8 songs, and the whole thing goes for like not even 20 minutes.
Damn, for real?
But it's such high fucking energy.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's more like a mixtape. I mean, maybe like Spotify says it's an album, but I feel like it's more like a mixtape. But the collaboration with like Kenny Beats and Denzel Curry, I feel for Denzel Curry because he's, how can I word this? He kind of went on this Twitter rant like a month or two ago, right? Saying that, um, he's tired of, trying to be real with the art, with his
Yeah.
art and everything, be real with the rap game and everything. He's not following trends. He's not doing what everyone else is doing. He's staying in his lane, kind of doing his own thing. And he's wondering why the success isn't coming. And people are kind of saying that is because, like, oh, your shit's just not that good. And, like hearing that enough times, I get it. It'll rub you the wrong way, right? But, like, he dropped this fucking project and it's like, yo, how do you not fuck with it? It's so fucking high energy. It's either some shit that you will just slap hella loud in the car, or you could listen in the club, or it will make you do the most ignorant shit ever. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
you need shit like that, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're not fucking working out listening to fucking R&B songs. You know what I'm saying? Nah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
man, you need like some fucking murder music. And
I got you.
this album isn't it, but like murder music, but the man doesn't get the respect he deserves, and because the shit was like 8 fucking songs and 20 minutes long, I couldn't put it on my fucking list.
I got you.
And the last one is, where's my notes? Kamaya's No Expectations.
Yeah, bro. You speak highly on this album.
Yeah,
Tell me
so
about
I
this
am
shit a
not a
little more, bro.
Kamaya fan.
Yeah.
And it's not because I don't like her, it's just because I don't listen to enough of her music. But my brother said,
Okay.
oh, Kamaya came out with a new album, you should slap that shit. So I was like, oh, all
Okay.
right. So I listened to the first song, which was, let me see. No Expectations.
Drum roll, please.
Wow, why can't I pull it up right now?
When did this album come out? A couple days ago?
It
I mean,
came
a
out
couple,
like
a couple months ago?
a month.
A month or
The
two
first
ago?
song is called Big Step. Fuck, my bad. Yeah, the first song is called Big Step.
Mm-hmm.
And did I say No Expectations? It's called No Explanations. I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic or fucking illiterate.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
It's called No Explanations. Now I can't fucking talk, fam. And the first song is called Big Step. But if you listen to Kamaya, Kamaya has a very distinct style. She kind of uses the autos, heavy on the auto tune and everything, but not in a bad way. She doesn't use auto tune to cover up not being able to sing or not being able to rap. I view it as kind of like the T-Pain thing, or what Lance thinks with Don Toliver. They use it as a tool they just use it as a tool. You know what I'm saying? But the Big Step out record, that shit sounded like Meg The Stallion. And
oh, really?
Yeah, the way she was rapping, the rhyme schemes, how she sounded and everything, right? And I don't know if it was like some beef, like she's making fun of Megan Thee Stallion, right? Or if she's like like giving her props because like Megan Thee Stallion is doing like big crazy things out of like out of like the top three big like female rappers right now that are, like running the game between like Cardi, Nicki, and Megan Thee Stallion. I would say Megan Thee Stallion is probably the best one.
Yeah, no, definitely
You
off
know,
tops, bro.
so yeah, but I didn't put it on my list because like because I'm not a huge fan of her, and there there was only two songs that no, three songs that I really fucked with, which was The Big Step, Go Crazy, and Mama Said featuring Mozzie. You know,
Mozzie,
so
there you go.
yeah. But uh you have
Okay.
any other honorable mentions before we kind of get into it?
Nah, that was it.
All
That's
right,
good, man.
all right, let's get into it. And just by the way, a little disclaimer, guys. Um, like with what Lance was saying earlier, kind of being like out of touch in a way. That's kind of like me with a lot of these albums. Like I listen to these albums constantly. Like I'll one of these albums are probably in my rotation like every day. But I was like really sitting down and I was really trying to pick out a couple songs to like really break down some lyrics and kind of talk about, right?
I got you.
But I fucking couldn't.
Mhm.
I don't know why. And all I was, as I was listening to the song, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna think about it too much. I'm just gonna say my favorite
With the
albums,
flow.
my favorite songs, and I picked these things because at the end of the day, man, like what's important to me is that it makes you feel a certain type of way. And the album got fucking slapped. If that shit does not fucking slap, it's whack. It's whack as fuck. Can't fuck with it.
Definitely,
But
definitely, man.
uh, I'll go first because I already got the fucking picture here. But
There you go.
one of my favorite albums of the year, I can't say it's number one, but it's one of my favorite, is Alfredo, Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist.
Okay,
Alfredo.
okay. There you go. Tell a little something about that, man. Why is this in your top five?
Because it's like mob music, and I'm not talking about like some gangsta, like some hood shit. This sounds like some fucking like Italian, like New York, Chicago fucking mob shit, like some Godfather type shit. You know, I mean the thing's
Mhm.
called fucking Alfredo.
That's true. That's very true.
You know,
It had some like godly shit, like you said, some like Godfather type vibes. You know what I'm saying?
and I I have here in our notes. I said let's pick a couple favorite tracks with no features and maybe like a track like with features on there, right? And the
Hmm.
whole album, it's only 10 songs, but I feel like it was like perfect because the second song on the list, God is Perfect, I think that's my favorite one off there.
Hmm.
Uh it's The Alchemist is like production. It kind of like puts me in like this trance. I'm just sitting there and kind of just like nodding the whole way, right? And like I'm not super religious, so like him talking about God didn't really mean much to me, but just his delivery and like everything, like it was just so fucking good. And then my favorite song off the album with the feature is Scotty Beam with Rick Ross,
Hmm.
and that shit that shit slap. Rick Ross, I don't know what happened to the man. I don't know why he's not making music anymore or whatever, but fuck, dude, that I feel like Rick Ross is a little underrated. Maybe he's not underrated, but like maybe he just doesn't get the flowers that he deserves.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then my third favorite song off the track is Frank Lucas with Benny the Butcher. And I'll be honest with you, I do not listen to Benny the Butcher like that. But after I heard this track, I went in and I started like looking up Benny the Butcher, and I was like kind of going in on his discography a little more.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I don't know, this album gave me like an old school feel, but it was like modern in the sound, but at the same time kind of like paid like homage to like all the OGs and all the old songs and stuff that like I like listening to and everything. And it's how can I say this? I don't know if this makes sense, but this album hit me the same way that like some of J. Cole albums hit me.
Wow. Okay. Shit. So what J. Cole album did you think that was close to this one?
Um,
Like a Four Hills Drive kind of vibes, or like a
no,
Born
not
Sinner?
Forest Hill Drive production. Like I'm just thinking about like the production, and Forest Hill Drive production didn't hit me the same as like this hit me. Uh,
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of hit me like the same way like Born Center hit me.
Damn. Okay. I see that. I see that. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds like you had fun with this album.
It was. I play this shit all the time. I'll tell you, I listen to it at least like once a day, and
Damn. What's
that's
up?
kind of. Oh, by the way, that song "Skinny Shug" is funny as fuck. Talking about being a fucking skinny Suge Knight, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, but that's mine. What about you? Who's a top album?
I just sent it to you, so we're gonna put the picture on there.
Okay, 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 okay.
Number five for me is King's Disease, Nas's album.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
okay.
The reason why I like this album, the artwork, the art really, the artwork really pulls me into the album. Like, it's something that's really different from what Nas is really known for his album covers. It's really like really discreet, cool. But this is so colorful. This is like some kind of like it's like crazy vibes from Nas. But I like this album. You know, favorite songs off the album was Ultra Black with Hit Boy, Car 85 with Charlie Wilson, Big Sean Don Toliver Replace Me. Nas really put his effort in it when he really teamed up with Hit Boy because his production was for me. I think he was trying to go towards the youth. You know what I'm saying? With features like Lil Durk, Anderson .Paak, Big Sean, Don Toliver. You know, um, he was really trying to make it happen, make it work again, make him alive again, make him feel like it's the Illmatic again. You know, he
Make him feel like
his
it's
wordplay, his
Illmatic.
wordplay, his rhymes are really still there. They're still there after all these years. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying? Like,
yeah, I agree with you. Like, even though everything I said before, uh, Nas is still Nas. The man could fucking
Nas,
rap and everything.
Nas is still
Yeah.
Nas, man. It don't matter, man. It don't matter. The one album, the one song I like without the feature is Blue Benz and 27 Summers
Mm-hmm.
too. They're really dope ass songs with the verses because it really shows that he still got it till this day.
Okay.
You know, he's still Nas. He was the Nas that we love, the Nas that that we were shown for so many years. Favorite feature is probably Charlie Wilson's Card Number 85. Like I like Charlie Wilson in general. Charlie Wilson will make any song really great, from Chica's songs to Kanye West's Bound 2. Charlie Wilson really knows how to get the party started when he has a feature going. Like his sound, his voice really makes the song pop. Card 85 was one of those songs that really pop, and I can see why. Like I said, I can see why it's a Grammy nominated album.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's number five to me. It still needs some little work to it, but I mean, Nas is Nas. Whether you like it or not, he's gonna be here for a long, long time. And I hope he doesn't quit rhyming. I hope he keeps making music. Maybe the next album that he puts out, maybe be better than King's Disease. Maybe he'll win a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it'll be a Grammy nominated album. But for right now, I'm enjoying a Nas album any
Ha-
day.
has Nas ever won a Grammy off
No,
tops? No.
I don't think he has.
All right.
I don't think he has at all, dude. And that's the sad part about it. Macklemore got one. Macklemore got a Grammy before Nas, and that's kind of crazy to me still. But yeah, that's my number five, man.
That's crazy. I I
You lost some words or something?
yeah.
You're gonna be a loss of words if you know my number one is.
Oh shit, for real? Like
Yeah, no,
that,
for real.
man?
You're gonna be lost for words. You're gonna be like, Lance, what the fuck?
Oh
That's crazy. You're gonna be like,
shit.
that's crazy. I, I don't think it's gonna be as crazy because I talk about it a lot, but I think it's for you. It's gonna be really crazy.
Okay. So this one, I guess it's not really an album. Maybe it's a mixtape, but I don't know. The Spotify lists this as an album, so I think it's an album, but maybe it's really a mixtape, but I feel like it's an album. At least with like the production on it and everything, the way
Hmm.
it sounds and everything.
Hmm.
But here, let me pull up the picture with this. Or maybe because this fucking YouTube video says it's a fucking mixtape. Alright, so next one on my list, one of my top favorite albums right now is Smoke Dizz's Homegrown. And this shit
Okay.
was just like chill fucking, I don't know. This shit just slapped a certain way. It was super chill. I loved it. I kind of slept on him. I know he was kind of maybe up and coming, or at least I heard of him kind of like around the Tumblr days. So maybe like around
Hmm.
2012, 2013. I
Okay.
forget the
Okay.
first project that I listened to, but I I feel that this album maybe it maybe the reason I really like it is because of like the features. You
Okay.
know,
What are the features on there?
Jim Jones, Cameron, so pretty much Dipset. He had Jadakiss on there, Jack Harlow. He had he has Wiz Khalifa, Currency, Big Crit, Girl Talk, Dom Kennedy, J305, Eric Bellinger. That's a name I also haven't heard in a long ass time.
God, Eric Bellinger. Holy shit.
Burner on there. Charlie Black. Uh, the man had hits, and my favorite. Let's see here. My favorite song on there with no features 143, and if you don't know, Smoked is a DZA. It stands for Dreams Unachieved. And when I listen to this song, it just makes me want to fucking
Oh
smoke.
shit.
This album just made me want to like fucking smoke. It makes me just want to like kick back with the homies and just fucking lounge, maybe smoke some fucking cigars, and just fucking listen to that shit. 143 was fucking cool. That's my favorite track off the album with no features. With features is Santos House Party, and that's the one with Wiz Khalifa, Currency, Big Crit, Girl Talk. I low key kind of want to play a snippet of it, but I don't want to get this demonetized or flagged. But that shit's hella good. Another song that also stuck out with me is Survivor's Remorse featuring Dom Kennedy, J305, and Eric Bellinger. Um, I don't feel comfortable discussing why that song really connects with me, but I feel that that's a song you should listen to, and I feel you would like outside of Dom Kennedy's verse because I know you're a hater. I know you fucking hater.
Yes. Yes. I don't like Don Kennedy, but he's a cool artist, but I'm not it's not my cup of
Yeah.
tea.
Yeah, and this with I don't shit, dude. You ranked the albums 1 to 5, and I didn't, and now I'm trying to think of like where I would rank this album.
I'm here
Hey,
for the
Fabby
dirt.
Davis
What's
510.
up, baby
Hey, you
Dave?
here for the
How you
dirty
doing,
pics? Yo, you gotta subscribe to Lance's OnlyFans.
Wow, wow, y'all crazy. What's
Man,
up, brother? How
yo,
you
Lance
doing?
got an OnlyFans where he opens Pokemon cards with his fucking feet.
Hater for real, love dog. I am a hater. That's how I am.
Bro,
Got the
Lance got a
flats.
flat sack. Not cute. Oh
What?
my god.
Why is everybody talking about my sack?
Hey.
You're crazy. What god.
Hey, but let's go. All right. Well, that was mine. You got another one here. Oh, I'm not surprised about this at all. I'm not.
Nah,
We talked about this.
I
Pretty
did, yeah.
fucking tough.
I
So
did,
go
man.
ahead. Tell me what you like about Royce, because I will be honest, uh I'm not the biggest Royce fan. But
Yeah,
this album when you fucking told me about it, it changed my opinion about him, kind of like the same way that Russ EP changed your opinion about Russ.
yeah, yes, sir. So yeah, Royce the Five Nine's Allegory, amazing album. Number four of it, of course. It really teaches about Black history.
Mhm.
It really shows you what's going on behind closed doors,
Mhm.
what the media doesn't know about anything at all. You know what I'm saying? Like Royce the Five Nine, I don't know what the fuck he did. I don't know, maybe because he stopped drinking or not, but he I really love this album, and he put his heart and soul in this album. I'm learning a lot from this album. Once I like with albums like these, I love these albums. I always remember them for sure because each song and each skit was a history lesson about Black history, about what they had to go through and what we going through right now. You know, what I'm saying with like racism and there's like hidden messages and everything. So what basically Royce the Five Nine is a genius for this, and I can see why this is a Grammy nominated album as well too. Favorite songs off these albums is Black Savage. That the features was Sorry, The Kid, White Ghost, I Had the Prince, and T.I. That was my favorite song from him. And the song with no features on it, what I like is all the skits. I love all the skits, bro, and that's the crazy part, you know what I'm saying? Like, skits do sometimes make the album, and these skits do make that album. Like, these skits are not overpowering the songs because they're introducing you into the song, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Perspective one, number 15, track 15, this was the Eminem interview. So Eminem was getting interviewed about, you know, being a white rapper in a predominant Black culture music, you know what I'm saying? So Eminem was like, there's always I don't know, this will always like hit me. Eminem was like basically, you don't have control of your color, you know, you don't have control of your parents, you don't have control of the skin or how you're born, but this is how you choose to be. You know, you can be born black, white, yellow, however you want it to be, but this is your choice of how you use that color. And that really really surprised me in a way because you know it's that's true, you know, as you know you don't choose however you're born or what color you're born into, but you can choose whether or not how you would use your color, you know. And Royce the Five Nine really put his energy in this album, and I could feel it for sure. You know, I think this is like his first Grammy nominated album, and I could definitely see why, you know, because like songs like On the Block or I Play Forever, Dope Man, just the whole album itself is really a history of our like black artists in the music industry and how they've been mistreated all their lives, you know. And yeah, that's my number four, man. Royce da 5'9" is really that one MC that I really truly follow from Detroit, besides Eminem, you know?
Sorry, there's some shit going on in the background right now, so it's hella loud.
Oh, no worries.
Um, I'm actually the most surprising thing is that it's number 4 on your list.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
yeah. So you'll be a surprise, Kyle. I'm telling you, you're gonna be a surprise, bro.
that's the most surprising thing. But I hella fuck with what you say about, like them saying that you don't get to pick what race, what skin color you have, and everything when you're fucking born, right? But what you can do is fucking decide how to fucking be a fucking decent human being and hold yourself, not
Yeah,
be a fucking piece of shit.
exactly.
And
It's a history lesson, Royce da 5'9",
yeah,
so
I fuck
it's
with it. I
yeah.
agree. Also, the ice cream thing too, um they talk about like how like that ice cream truck song is like fucking racist.
Yes, dude, that's fucking still blows my mind at all. That skit was like basically that ice cream man doesn't know the history of the song, but he keeps playing it. and she said, "Yeah, it was a song. It was like something something N-word lover or no, N-word loves watermelon." And I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy." And that's the record label company was from I think Jive Records or something made that record and let that record play, and now it's an Ice Cream Man song, which is insane, bro. Like that's how you know shit is hidden in the music industry that people don't want you to know, you know?
Yeah, yeah, facts. Um, my next favorite album of the year
Mozzies.
is fucking
Woo!
Mozzie's Beyond Bulletproof, dog. Fuck this shit.
Jesus.
This shit came out of nowhere. I don't know because I don't follow Mozzie like that. Like I fuck with him because you know he's from Northern California.
Mhm, mhm.
I don't know if I could really say he's from the Bay, but yeah, I really fuck with this album because I was listening on my way home and I was driving hella reckless, banging lanes, and the first song, Unethical and Deceitful, right? It sounded like someone hurt this man and this man was out to get someone.
Yeah, Mozzie put his heart and soul in it.
And I don't know if like this is like typical Mozzie, but it well actually no, it is. It like how can I explain this? I really didn't really think this through. But this was like some like street shit, like some gangster shit that like I don't really I can't really relate to, you know, because I don't live that life, right? But some of the shit that he was talking about feeling betrayed, about feeling like people are fucking like out to get him, how like he can't really fuck with anyone, you know, snitches and shit, and how there's how he feels like alone, and how a lot of shit that we have to do to survive to come up is not what people would fucking normally do. But you gotta fucking understand, coming from his world, it's fucking do or fucking die. You
Mhm,
know, there's
mhm.
no fucking second guessing this shit. There's no how, you know, if I do that, am I gonna like be able to put food on my fucking table? Nah, it's fucking I need to fucking do that shit so I can fucking put food on my table. You know?
Yeah, don't know. That most definitely, man. That's all.
That but Unethical and Deceitful, dude, I slapped that shit back to back. Like it was on repeat. I was banging lanes, smashing on the way home, going like 90, 100 on the
Mhm,
fucking
mhm.
Richmond Bridge. It was absolute fucking banger. It ain't perfect. That one spoke to me too because like you know, no one lives a fucking perfect life, and he's talking about like all the things that he's done and shit, and you know, we all had to do like some grimy shit at some point in our lives just to fucking get by and shit, right? And like that really fucked with me because even though I'm not doing some of the shit that he was doing, you know, I definitely had some lows and like I really had to like do some shit that was unethical. You know what I'm saying? And
Gotcha, gotcha.
you know, it's just survival mode, you know? And then was it Off the Muscle? There's that song spoke to me because this I think this album came out right around the time the George Floyd um protests and like riots were going
Mm,
on, you know, and there was I can't remember the fucking bar that they were talking about, but just basically talking about like, you know, they're talking about like black on black crime, talking about like us going out there killing each other because like we don't know any other way. It's where what we're doing is like what we're taught because like that's what we see growing up, you know? And it's until someone can come back and teach these kids that, you know, that's not the way and unite the fucking people, we'll never get fucking better. You know, like what like Nipsey was trying to do. Like I felt like that's what like Mozzie and then I forgot who was featured in the song like they were trying to talk about. There's, you
mhm.
know, this endless cycle of like violence and poverty, like it's not going to stop unless people are willing to come back into the community, reinvest in the community, reinvest in the people, and try to do something. Like it's one thing to fucking hand out fucking money to people, right? Like everyone thinks like money will fucking solve like everyone's fucking problems, but what you really need to do is you need to be able to fucking uplift your fucking community, you know and you
Exactly.
need to create opportunity for them. And then that song really spoke to me, coming off like a album that I thought was just fucking like crazy.
No, respect on that for sure, man. Definitely, definitely. Mozzie's another artist that definitely will look out for, man. He's been in the game for so long, but he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing for sure.
All right, Lance, I saw this coming, and I really have to question this. Is this really a hit? All right, well, I didn't specify hip hop albums, but I just said your top 5 albums of the year because I don't know The Weeknd really. He's like in that weird space between like R&B and hip hop, I guess.
That's true. He is in between those, but I gotta give credit where credit is due. This album was amazing. It's not as great as a lot of other weekend albums, but this one album was really an album that we were in quarantine. This is all I listened to. Like this was like the first or second month of quarantine, I believe, and this album came out, and I loved every one of it. I loved every song. Let's see, Heartless and Blinding Lights, of course, but you have Faith, Too Late, Hardest to Love. I mean, The Weeknd got snubbed on the Grammys, and I'm pissed off about this
Hasn't
because this album was amazing to me, man.
The Weeknd's won? The Weeknd has won a Grammy award though, hasn't he?
He's won a Grammy, but he got snubbed for this album.
Mm.
Like there was no Grammy nomination for this album because I remember I think the Grammys was like either you play it at our stadium or you play at the Super Bowl, and so he decided to play the Super Bowl, and there was no Grammy nomination for him, and that was like the whole controversy of whether
Oh,
or not
so
the
there was some
Grammys are
fucking
really like
politics behind it and shit.
yeah,
That's whack as
pretty
fuck, man. Fuck the Grammys.
pretty much right. So I mean, this album speaks wonders to me. Like the production, the singing, just the whole concept of him going crazy. I love the whole red suit vibes when he came out with it. Like his
The
whole delivery of this album was amazing.
mhm. um
Like the whole fucked up in the face, all beat up. That's like I think he really, really made this album for Vegas because that's how you are in Vegas. You're partying up, doing all this other shit, and the concept is just amazing. This album.
yeah, like what what song was it? I just remember the music video where he's like super fucked up. He's driving through like old Vegas and like he
Oh,
crashes.
Heartless,
Harlot, yo,
Heartless.
dude, that
Yeah, yeah.
say what you will about the Weekend. I really miss like the old Weekend. I think when he came out with like that Starboy song, I was just like, who is this? Like this is not
Mhm.
the Weekend I know. So that really turned me off.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, 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 yeah.
with like even like all of his newer work. But when I heard that song Heartless and like I saw the music video, I was just like, yo, this is the Weekend I fucking remember. Like it was
Yeah,
just fucking crazy, and like the shit he does as an artist, how he talks about like, he talks about doing all these drugs and everything, but like, he does it so he can be in that mental state so he can fucking create. And I was like, dude, that's fucking crazy for you to go that far for your fucking art. Like insane.
exactly. And I mean, The Weeknd's The Weeknd, bro. I love The Weeknd for sure. I wish he had a Grammy nomination for this album because this album was a really good banger. Like it was a dope album to listen to while in quarantine. And this was like one of those albums that, man, you wish it wasn't quarantine so you can listen to these albums in the club or like just out and about, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, this was my number 3, right? Yeah, this is my
Yeah,
number 3.
those are
Yeah,
three.
number 3 album.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
This is my next one, and I don't know what to say other than it's probably one of my favorite collaboration albums of the year. And uh, me and Lance were talking about this, and we were gonna have this category where we pick like our favorite collaboration to like happen this year. I can't really say that just was. I feel like it isn't collaboration because these two work with each other all the time, you know. But I mean, Lance said it technically is a collaboration.
Savage Mode.
Savage Mode 2. Hey, yo, when I heard this shit and I heard Morgan Freeman in that fucking intro, that I thought they were fucking trolling. But then I kept hearing Morgan Freeman in more fucking skits.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, man. Let's see. I feel like artists have to mainstream many of their content, a lot of their content, because they want to, but they have to do it because that's where the cash is at. Yeah, I totally agree.
Oh,
I
no,
don't
that's
think
definitely
I
right.
don't think necessarily an artist like maybe wants to put out like certain records. Maybe they don't feel too comfortable about it because it's not them, but maybe the label pushes them to do it, or like they just have to do it for the money. I totally get that. Like I respect it because at the end of the day, it's a fucking business, and you gotta fucking make money. And if you gotta fucking kind of make like some hip hop fucking record that's gonna go like top 10 on the Billboard list, so you can make fucking millions, then hey man, fucking do it. You know, like I'm just over here being like a low key hater, or maybe high key. I don't know. But anyways, Savage Mode 2. Favorite songs out there: Running, Mr. Right Now. Uh Mr. Right Now, that's the one with Drake. And I didn't know how I felt about it at first, but I was just like, because I kind of wrote it off as just like, it's another song with fucking Drake. But that shit grew on me. And then I don't know why, but Glock in my lap. I saw that name. I saw that song title, and I was fucking dying. But that shit slapped. That shit slapped so fucking hard.
The one with Drake?
Huh? No, Glock in my lap.
Oh, okay. I got
Yeah.
you. I got you.
And then I don't know. This so earlier I was like, man, you know, sometimes you just need to listen to like some fucking murder music, right? You know, like some ratchet ass shit, some shit just to get you fucking pumped, you know, like you about to go out with the homies, whatever, you gotta about to do your workout or whatever, right? Yo, you need this shit. And I me like 5 6 like maybe me like 10 years ago would probably not be down with this shit. I'd be like super like hip-hop elitist, like only the underground shit and everything, right? Like I just really wasn't like fucking with it. But then you know you get older and then you realize that like there's like some good in like everything, you know. I'm not saying this got to be like some lyrical fucking like some Jay-Z, some fucking Tribe Called Quest shit, right? But this shit fucking slapped the whole fucking way. Metro Boomin is a fucking generational talent, one of the best fucking producers to come out in like the last 10 years.
Wow. Yeah,
And
that says a lot from you. That's crazy, fam.
and
I like it.
I mean, say what you will about fucking 21 Savage. Man's got a little fucking knife tattooed on his fucking forehead, whatever. They would call him what, like Lil Knife or whatever.
It's a knife.
Yeah, but this album slapped, and this album is pretty much like I think in 2018 I said Migos' Culture was one of my top 5 albums that year. It's the same thing. This album to me is just a lot of fucking fun. Uh, it kind of falls in the same category as I said the Made in Tokyo's his album. What was it? I totally forgot. I'm blinking out right now. But anyways, kind of the same deal. Like, but I feel like I'm giving it to them because they got fucking Morgan Freeman. As lame
Yeah,
as like
that's
that fucking is or whatever, I don't give a fuck. You know, like that's my reason for it. But like when they were talking about like the difference between like, you know, they were talking, you know, if a regular person fucking sees something and fucking reports it to the police, they are not a snitch and they are not a rat. If anything, the criminals were sloppy. And I was like, oh my fucking God. And then they were talking, a snitch is a person that tries to blackmail you for their own profit and benefit. But a rat is not a human. A rat is, and it goes in detail talking about like who, like what fucking classifies a person as a fucking rat and how you should fucking smoke that fool, right? And I'm just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Morgan Freeman is saying the most gangster shit I ever fucking heard in his calm ass fucking voice, dude. I was just like, I was like, I was like, this thing's amazing.
No, I love Morgan Freeman like that. Like he did that with the breakup song with Wale. I love his intro for that shit. That shit's hella funny. Like Morgan having Metro Boomin, 21 Savage, and Morgan Freeman on the album, it's fucking amazing. And that's just hella funny, you know?
All right, we switching it up. This is Lance's number 2 album of the year, right? Number 2.
Number 2 of the album, Don Toliver,
Heaven
brother.
or Hell. All right, so I don't know much about Don Toliver other than like a couple songs, a couple hits, like features that he's been on this year. So tell me all about it.
Man, Don Toliver this year surprised the fuck out of me, man. I played this album throughout the whole summer. And man, I gotta say, this album is the best. If there wasn't no COVID, no nothing, these songs would play in the club. Like Cardigan, After Party, Euphoria, Wasted. However you want to put those songs in, and if you know those songs, you know that will be in a rave or a club. But man, Don Toliver really surprised me this year. I fucking love this guy. The way he uses his voice, the way he uses his beats, his production, just the whole like vibes that he's giving out, man. Like it's man, it's so dope. And this album really is that album for the summer, I believe. You know, like I said, there was no COVID or anything. This album we playing in the club a lot, man. Like a lot, bro. Like Cardigan, forget about it. After Party, forget about it. These are the two songs I would probably want at the club after COVID, man, because it's popping. Like he knows how to get down. He knows what the vibes are. He knows like the sound he's trying to put. It's a party album, and I fucking loved it, you know. And as much as I love to party, this was like the album I listened to during the whole summer, every night. Like once, I think, like every time I was drive, I always put this album out. I always play the whole album first until
Oh,
I play it, and then I'll play another song.
okay.
And that's how much I love that album. You know, this was like a fucking vibe. And I hope Don Toliver, when he is going on tour again, when this whole COVID shit, I'm buying front row seat to him because that's how
Oh,
much I love
like
this.
that, like
Oh
that.
yeah,
My man cashing out.
this this fucking album was so dope. Like this was like vibes album, man. Like this, I don't know, man. It's crazy, you know. And it's funny because all the lyrical albums are on the bottom and these like this one's on top, but you know, you gotta have fun with music sometimes, right? Because sometimes the party albums do overshadow the lyrical albums sometimes. And sometimes just gotta have fun with your top five. And this deserves to be on my number two, man. If not for the other album that's number one, this would have been number one for sure.
Um, yeah, it's album of the
What's up, Hop
year.
Dog? Album of the year, brother. Yeah. Oh hell yeah, man. Hop Dog knows what's up, bro.
Hey, that's crazy though. Yeah, I definitely agree with you with the whole like having fun thing because the next album on here that's my favorite is actually, now that I think about it, his album that he dropped that came out like last year right before he passed away is also was on my top 5. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It was one of my top 5 albums.
She got it on there. Which one are you talking about, man?
Hold on one second, guys. I gotta be able to find this thumbnail. Oh, I can't find a fucking thumbnail for this. Hey, yo, I'm about to figure this shit out real quick. I'm gonna run a quick ad, everyone, so I'll be right back in like 1 minute.
What's up? Yay! Oh my god. I didn't Yes. Yes. There we go.
Nothing.
Are we back on in like 5? Oh, people subscribe to us can still see us. Hey, and we back. I finally figured that shit out, guys. Hey, but all right. So this is one of my favorite albums of the year, Juice World's "Legends Never Die," and this song or this album to me is uh, how can I say this? It's I guess this is like the current generation, like the new school shit that like all the fucking kids and everything that listens to, right? Like this is
Yeah.
probably like what I really like fuck with, like what I like. It's it's I guess it's almost like kind of like similar to how like you fuck with like Don Toliver, you know, because
Okay.
it's
Okay.
it's like that singing rap shit that kind of like borders like some like R&B hip hop elements to it and everything, but it it's like vibes and it's like feels like it hits you a certain way, like Smile
Mhm.
with The Weeknd or Tell Me You Love Me with like Trippy Reed or even Life's a Mess with like Halsey, um Up and Away, The Man, the Myth, the Legend. Well, that was the interlude thing. No, Man of the Year, like, oh, or even that song Conversations, like first song on there, like that shit hit me a certain type of way. I would kind of the same thing that you said about Don Toliver when you would just be driving out like at night and shit during the summertime, you'd be like listening to it and everything, right? Like this
Mhm.
song will
Mhm.
come up. That Conversation song was like one of my like it was it was one of my top songs played on Spotify this year for 2020.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
this album like didn't come out like that long ago. And I don't know. It like this whole thing was just a vibe, and this this album, this album, and like the Smoke Dizz's Homegrown, like those two albums to me, like they were just it just made me feel a certain type of way that I don't know how to explain really or put into words, but like it makes me feel good, and then at the same time kind of makes me feel like some like on like some emo shit kind of makes me feel like a certain type of way, at least with Juice World's album. And for whatever reason, like I appreciate that,
That's good.
like
That's good.
I like shit that like makes you think. And oh, you know what it is too, this album just makes me like reminisce a lot. And I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing, but it definitely made me like reminisce a lot, think about fucking people, like relationships that I had with people, and just you kind of like think about certain things, and I don't want to say like it changed my perspective on life or anything, like not that extreme, but that's kind of how I felt about it.
Okay.
um
Oh, that's good, man.
I,
Shit.
I also didn't know if I wanted to put this album on the list because I definitely feel a certain type of way about like when people pass away. Me and Lance talk about it all the time. When people pass away, they're kind of elevated on this like pedestal, right? And I don't know if they really belong there or people just put them there because they passed away. You know,
Mhm.
it's like I call it the Tupac effect. But
Yeah, yeah.
Tupac
I got you.
deserves everything that you know all the awards and the recognition and everything. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just a fun album. Made me reminisce. Got me in my feels. Uh, and it was kind of like everything I wanted in an album because it was like a roller coaster of like emotions. You know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And that's what music does to you, man, sometimes, you know? That's kinda like the best part about music. It makes you feel type of way, it makes you go back into, like, memories that you fucking forget about, but that sometimes music triggers it, you know?
And here we are with Lance's number one album of the year, and I'm not surprised. about this.
Oh, okay, I got you. I thought you would be. But, yeah, Pop Smokes, man. Shoot for the stars, aim for the moon, man. This album is my number 1 top pick, and I don't care what nobody says, but this album was a banger to me, bro. You got songs like The Woo, West Coast Shit with
Oh,
Tyga and
the
Quavo,
Woo
Enjoy
was dope.
Yourself, Mood Swings. Pop Smoke's life ended, of course, very too fast, you know what I'm saying? I remember his album came out in February, his album when he was still alive, and 2 weeks later, he got gunned down, and I just downloaded that album, and I love that album itself as well too, even not even with 50 Cent producing it. What 50 Cent did with the Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon album, amazing work, bro. Like, I can't believe this is, like, a 50 Cent produced album, you know? I mean, with Pop Smoke had a lot of songs that he, like, sampled from a lot of artists. Like Something Special was the Into You song, or fucking what is it? Enjoy Yourself. There was a lyric from French Montana that he sampled from as well too. But he does it well. Like he uses these samples to his advantage because he makes that shit sound good. And with Pop Smoke passing away, man, it sucks because I would wanted to see more potential from this guy. Like this whole album was the perfect album to release for him. Like Dior as a bonus track was amazing. I love Dior. Like this album, like I said, if COVID wasn't going on, I swear to you, like at least most of these songs will be in the club banging out. And I don't know, Pop Smoke is like the new age 50 Cent. It felt like when I was listening to this album, it felt like I was listening to Get Rich or Die Trying again as a little kid when I was like, what, 2003? I was like, what, 13 or 12? And I'm listening to Pop Smoke and he sounds just like 50 Cent again. And I feel like I'm like a kid again, finding a new artist that I fuck with a lot. And with Pop Smoke, the Woo song, I love the Woo song with Roddy Ricch and 50 Cent. It's
Yeah.
just, it just really like sets the tone for this album to me. And I'm glad it was like the first single off that album.
The the album was dope. I can't say like I'm a big fan of like Pop Smoke. I really gotta like listen to um his music a little more to really like formulate a real opinion. I just remember
Yeah,
like
yeah,
there was
yeah.
like hella controversy over the fucking uh album artwork and shit. And
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
when I listened to it, what really what really stuck to me was the production. Like 50 went crazy on it. I think I said this earlier. I probably said this like 10 times this stream already, but yeah, the 50's production went crazy and I didn't know the man could fucking produce like that.
Maybe if you try his hardest, 50
Yeah,
can do it. Like
yeah,
that's
and
crazy.
you know,
The production is wild. The beats are sick. It definitely is a
yeah.
club bangers. Some of the
And
songs.
oh, what song was it where he fucking took the hook from Candy Shop?
Oh, it's at the end. That's at the end of the Woo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just like, oh, that crazy. He does low key kind of sound like 50. I mean, 50 even said that like Pop Smoke was like more. He felt like Pop Smoke was his son more than his own fucking son, and I was just like, that. For that man to say that, like, that's crazy, dog.
Yeah, I mean, 50 Cent was crazy. 50 Cent says a lot of crazy ass shit, but
50
that was
Cent
pretty
petty as
fucking
fuck.
crazy. And for that, I mean, yeah, that's what Pop Smoke was to him. Like it was the
Hmm.
sun. Like that was like the new age 50 Cent, and it's sad to see that we're never gonna see him perform or maybe not another album for a long time. But Pop Smoke, I believe, this is my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Pop Smoke really left something for the fans, and I feel like this album's underrated. I don't think nobody really fucked with it. Nobody really posted anything about it except maybe a couple people.
Hmm.
But I mean, this is my number one for a reason, is because it was just an amazing album. It was just a lot of, I don't know why, but I fucking love the whole album. I can't
It
really
was a fucking vibe,
explain.
dude. Fucking
Yeah,
vibe, man.
it's a vibe. Pop Smoke really did numbers for this album, and rest in peace to the guy. He's my number one album of the year, and I'm gonna stick with it, bro. I mean, Pop Smoke is lyrical in a way or form, but he's not like super hip hop or nothing. But he gets the party going. He gets the party started. He's just his voice is really like stands out and everything. The way he rhymes and just the whole Wu thing. You know, that's his thing, and I love him. I love that from him. You know, he has his own thing, and yeah, I mean, Pop Smoke's aim for the shoot for the stars, aim for the moon is my number one album of the year.
I feel it. I feel it. Uh, I respect it. I get it. I wasn't so surprised. I guess I'm a little surprised that it's your number one over the Royce the 5'9" one.
Yeah,
I'm actually also
yeah.
surprised that Lil Baby's album didn't come up on your top five because you spoke of that highly.
Yeah, I did, man, I did, but when I was talking to you about that, I did not realize about these other albums I was talking about. I was like, "Shit, dude, that's
Mm.
kinda it was kinda hard." It was Lil Baby's album or Don Toliver's album. That was a make it or break it, you know, it was the number 2 make it or break it, but Don Toliver I listen to Don Toliver a lot in the summertime, and that's what I really fuck with, you know? But, I mean, Lil Baby's "Bigger Picture" was my favorite song of all time in 2020.
Oh, I think that's the most underrated record of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Unfortunately, like he he made that song to talk about a bigger issue, a bigger problem, and I thought that was super. One, I thought it was like super great because he's he's part of this new generation. He's part of the new school, right? You need
Mhm.
fucking leaders. You need people like this to be out there talking about stuff like this. And then the music video was crazy. And then the third thing was that this is outside of what he fucking normally raps about, dude. You
Yeah.
know?
No, yeah,
But
I
he
was
made it
really
fucking dope. He made it fucking dope.
yeah.
It wasn't fucking corny. A lot of times when people kind of like talk about where they're addressing social issues that need to be talked about and it kind of falls into that conscious rap space, a lot of times it's just fucking corny, and that's why people don't fuck with it because it's so fucking corny. You know, even
Exactly,
though
man.
it's a good message and everything, because it's so fucking corny, like they don't fuck with it. But yeah, that probably most slept on record of the fucking year.
Yes,
And
sir. Yes, sir.
we're probably gonna close out, guys. But before we close out, I do want to bring up this album that released. I feel like out of nowhere. At least for me, it was nowhere. I saw the tweet saying that he was going to release it on this day, and I gave it a listen, and I feel that the album is not for me. I guess that's the nice way of saying that it was bad. Kid Cudi's
What
Man on the
was it?
Moon 3.
Oh.
And I feel like it's because I am not a Kid Cudi fan.
Yeah, I mean, I love that album. That album's sick for me, you know, as a Man I guess Man on the Moon, of course, the first one will always be a classic, but Man on the Moon 3 was I think it was pretty good. I liked it better than Man on the Moon 2, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I understand the whole Kid Cudi of not being a fan and everything, but I
It,
mean,
like, I'm not a fan, but I'm not saying Kid Cudi is bad. Kid Cudi's a good
yeah,
rapper. He's a dope rapper. I'm
yeah.
just not a fan of him. But like, I thought Solo Dolo Part 3 was gonna be an absolute fucking banger, but it kind of left me feeling, I, you know,
Just a little empty inside.
I don't know. Because I just said it wasn't for me because I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
say it's bad, and I feel like it's because I'm trying to like Kid Cudi like way too much, and
I got you. No, I feel it.
it is
A
what it
hundred
is.
percent feel the way you feel,
But
brother.
yeah, that was the last thing. I want to thank everyone that tuned in tonight. This was the last stream for the year before going into
Yes.
2021. Fuck 2020. 2020 was absolute shit. But because 2020 happened, me and Lance were able to, kind of like refocus on the podcast and everything. So that was like super dope. Um,
Definitely.
we will be taking like a 2 week break. We're gonna try to like fix some things up and kind of get ready for the next season going into next year. Going towards like November, December, right before the holidays, we were both of us, we were definitely feeling out of it, super fucking unmotivated and everything. But
Yeah, no,
next year we
for
got some
sure.
surprises for you guys. We got some shit lined up. some dope shit lined up, and I think y'all will absolutely fucking enjoy it.
Definitely, man. It's gonna be a good surprise. This 2 week break is just really just trying to focus on our stream better, trying to make it better for you guys as well too.
Yep.
Trying to make it more fun. I mean, we would love to stream it every day throughout, January, but this 2 week break will definitely make us a lot more better streamers for sure.
Yeah, definitely get to like refocus on some shit and get some stuff out, and you know, surprises, which would be a lot of fun. But with that being said, guys, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Have a happy new year. Be safe. Don't fucking drink and drive. An Uber costs $20. What's $20 to fucking losing your fucking
Too dumb.
life?
Exactly.
Don't do no fucking ignorant shit. And also, don't be one of those fucking people that go into a fucking tiny ass apartment filled with like fucking 50 people, and someone, all y'all motherfuckers get COVID.
Jeez, man, that's the scary part. But yeah,
Hey, and with that, y'all have a good night.
have a good night, guys. Thanks for tuning in.